Welcome to Mornings with Matt, personal and professional development training that connects the art of acting with critical life skills and self-mastery. Presented by the Deering Acting Studio.
Alrighty, my microphone's not on, Joey. Hello, is it? I'm not up. Hello, I can't hear me. Hello, can you hear me?
No.
I can hear you.
You can hear me? Okay, good. I can't hear me in my own headphones.
Oh, okay. No, yeah, I hear you.
Alright, good. Welcome, everybody, to Mornings with Matt. I am here with Mr. Matt Seybert. What is up, my friend?
Hey, what's happening? Appreciate you guys having me.
So, you've got, is that better? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you loud and clear.
Okay, excellent. So welcome to the Deering Acting Studio, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's been a fun couple of weeks there. I look forward to it every single week.
That's awesome. That's amazing. So let's just dive right into your story, because you got an awesome story. You're a football player, right? And you played all sports in a touristy town called Traverse City. Tell me about Traverse City.
Yeah, it's just like a smaller town in northern Michigan. The summers are beautiful. A lot of freshwater lakes, clear water. It looks like you're in the Caribbean in the summertime almost. Just no palm trees.
That sounds like my dream. Like you're describing my dream place.
It's unbelievable. You have to look it up. And there's like some nice sand dunes and stuff. It's pretty cool.
That's amazing.
And then, but the winter time is not cool. I mean, it's very cool, but it's not cool, if you know what I mean.
That's where the hockey comes in, right?
Yeah, that's where the hockey comes in. So it gets very cold, but I've always enjoyed winter. I like being around palm trees. It makes me happy.
Okay, so you grew up in a tourist town. So what did your parents do? Were they part of the tourist community? They served it, or what?
So my mom, when I was younger, worked for a newspaper company, and then my dad was a teacher. And then they went house to house in our neighborhood and just started offering to clean like stuff, like cars, homes, or whatever. Eventually, they grew it into their own business, so they some entrepreneurship there. And now they have around 150 employees in their business, and they've been pretty successful with it. So they own it's a janitorial cleaning business. They clean hospitals and schools and stuff in northern Michigan.
That's a great business to be in, and I love that story. That's so amazing. I mean, I'm a huge fan of entrepreneurship and people that just like find a way and pick themselves up. So you hear that his parents just would go door to door and just offer to clean people's houses, cars, etc. And now they've got like this great successful business.
And that's like the hardest type of sale. Like just knocking on someone's door and you're like, hey,
hey, I don't know how to tell you this, but
Hey.
your car looks like crap.
look, I was looking inside your car and it is trash.
And my dad will talk to anybody and anyone, so he made it work.
All right, so that's amazing. So you're coming up, and then you end up getting a scholarship, right, to go to Buffalo to play football?
Yes, that is correct. Out of 2015, I was class of 2015 in high school.
All right, so that's exciting. And then all of a sudden, you've got to take a leap of faith.
That is correct. Yeah, that was the hardest decision of my life when I decided to give up the scholarship and then just, risk it and walk on at Michigan State.
So the idea is the decision is now free education, or I'm gonna take my chances on my skills as a football player. Is that right?
Yeah, basically just got to bet on yourself.
So how were you doing at Buffalo? Were you having like some good seasons?
So yeah, I was just there for my first year, which was freshman year. And do you guys know what the red shirt is? Like a red shirt year? Or?
Yeah, red shirt freshman, of course.
Yeah. So they redshirted me, and so I mean, like that's normal, and I liked this just another year to get better, and I loved it. I loved my class. I was with my teammates and everything, but it was just like it just kept eating at me every night because I had a dream of playing in front of big crowds and stuff. And Buffalo wasn't that. It wasn't like playing in front of, in Ohio State Stadium, in Michigan Stadium, stuff like that, in front of 100,000 people. And so I always just had a dream to be on the big stage, and so I just had to chase it.
Okay, so this is crazy. So he leaves Buffalo. He leaves the safety of a scholarship and a starting role to go someplace, Michigan State, which is a great university, unbelievable, just one of the better football universities in our lifetime, and you go to walk on, right? So how does that conversation go? Did you and you also get to work with one of the most legendary coaches of all time.
Yeah. So the conversation initially with my Buffalo coaches, it was one of the more awkward conversations I've had. I was home during summertime, and I called them up, and I just was like, hey, I'm transferring. But you can't really tell them where you're going because NCAA is weird. The coaches have the ability to block schools you can go to. And so I called them up. I said, hey, I'm transferring. I need my release papers. Like, I appreciate everything you've done for me, but I got to, like, chase this dream. And it was just really awkward. It was just like, no, you don't want to do that. Like, I thought you wanted to go to the NFL. Where are you going to go? Blah, 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 stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, and then I got there, and I'm not going to lie, like, when I first got to Michigan State, it's pretty hard, especially being a walk-on. You have, like, some very down days and days that you kind of doubt yourself just because walk-ons are just looked at as different, you know?
Yeah.
And so you really got to grind it out. But, like, at the end of the day, it made me such, like, a better person and just taught me so many things. And then that last senior year when I was awarded the scholarship and ended up really playing, that's probably the best year of my life. So it was totally worth it.
Did you get a starting role that year?
Yeah. Yep. This past season I did. I was starting tight end.
Dang.
I mean,
an incredible story.
his 26 receptions, 284 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a 10.9 yard average speaks for itself.
That does.
Joey Sweeney facts.
Joey Sweeney facts.
Bro, I got football knowledge on every show. It's true.
He earned it.
love it.
I mean, that's just such a cool story.
So
I mean,
as an actor, I can tell you, here's what you're gonna run into. Okay, it's the world is not much different. You know, it's funny because like you mentioned on your bio, you're talking about this idea of like it's scary to think about going in the acting world, dude. You've already done it. You've already done that kind of scary jump. It's the same thing.
Right.
So in the acting world, being a walk-on is like being an extra in the movie, and it's incredible how different you're treated. Like I was on this this TV show one time, and I was the lead. It was America's Most Wanted. You know that show?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I got to be the bad guy. So I like impersonated this bad guy for like 3 days, and he was a really bad dude, but he was kind of like a, I don't know, like a playboy of sorts. So I was like driving around in jet skis and like like going around in fancy cars and flying around and kissing girls, and like that was like my job for 3 days. And I had my own trailer. I had like 3 people that like just looked over my clothing and stuff. And truthfully, it was like very fun.
He says, "Damn."
Well, then on the 4th day, they bring in the actual star of the show. What's his name? The famous guy that's attached to America's Most Wanted. John.
I have to look it up.
Whatever his name is. Anyway, so he shows up, and literally, bro, I show up on my 4th day with like my chest puffed up. I'm like, "Where's my trailer?" These people pretended like they didn't even know me. It was like they're like, "You're over there, but with the extras," and I was just like, John Walsh, that's his name, John Walsh. So he comes on, and it was like he was now all of a sudden the star changed from being me to being him. And I went from being this big to about this big in a matter of 24 hours, and it was this big wake up call.
They took away the jet skis and the girl. They were all gone.
The jet skis. Come on.
Not the jet skis. No.
Oh man, those were the days. I got to tell you.
I remember it because I think I was like 15 or something when that happened, and I was like, there was like a reel of it. You had like a little video reel. And
It's still there. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, I remember watching, going, God, that's so cool. But then afterwards, because it's America's Most Wanted, he looked like the guy, so Matt would go places and people would call the hotline.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Wow. That sounds like a humbling experience.
I am not Jason Brown, everyone.
He is not Jason Brown.
Not really. I just play him on TV. All right, so now you're in this place, and this is interesting to me too. I thought that this was fascinating. You are now, once again, you've had this amazing senior year at Michigan State. Go Spartans. And now all of a sudden,
Did you really just say "Go Spartans"?
yeah, bro.
Dang.
Matt's a part of the family now. I'm not
Yeah.
now. If he plays ASU,
appreciate
you know, yeah. If you play my team, I'm gonna root against you. You know what I mean? But like,
Here's the thing. That is the
Who's
biggest
that?
compliment you could ever get because
yeah.
Matt is the biggest Devils fan on the
true.
face of the planet.
but
And
here's the thing.
anybody who plays
All
the
right.
Devils is bad.
That's right. Hold on. I got to tell you about my loyalties. Here's how my loyalties lie. ASU is first. They're going to be first. They play anybody, they're first.
Go Devils.
Secondly, our family is very attached to Notre Dame because of we're being Catholic and all this stuff, and my parents grew up there, or my dad did. So I'm like, okay, if they're playing Notre Dame, I'm going to root for them.
Sure.
Unless they're playing the Devils.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, now, like, I know this guy. He's a smart.
Hey,
like, I know him. Now
he's wearing the shirt.
He's on my list of teams I'll root for.
Yeah,
unless
got
they
you.
play the Devils, which it's not like we didn't. Of course, we did beat them, I guess, last couple times in a row. But I don't want to bring that. I'm not bringing that up.
We would never bring that up. We would never bring that up.
Oh, you were on the team. You were on the team.
You were on the team?
You were on the team when we
that's
beat you,
crazy.
right?
We were.
Yeah. We were,
Oh,
That's nuts.
We kicked the,
Oh, I forgot about that. We got to talk about that.
That's so crazy.
Like
'cause-
ASU just swamped you guys.
Yeah, we were like watching, and it was like that was crazy.
Dude, that was
wait
the
a
game
minute.
with the field goal, right?
No, like we went to your home field and then we beat you on your home field.
It was weird how that happened. It's really weird.
we're gonna need to chill out for a second. Hold on now.
I'm sorry, bro.
We kicked the game time field goal last year, but we had 12 men on the field. I mean, to re-kick it from 5 yards,
Oh,
and we missed it.
dude, that was the worst. I felt so bad for you guys.
He actually did. He just like you couldn't even take the victory.
Oh.
That's one of those where you can't be like, yeah.
No, I took it. I took it.
we took the
100%
victory.
took that victory.
All right, that's true.
But no, dude, I'm sorry. I forgot about that. Like, I was not even like putting two and two together. I'm like, we ruined your season. Like, you guys had
No,
so much momentum
it's
going,
true.
and the ASU Sun Devils just ruined it.
I would say it's okay, but it's not.
It's not. No, I get it.
not.
That's brutal. That
He
is
still has
brutal.
nightmares about it. Clearly, I
Yeah,
can tell.
yeah.
yeah.
Well, hey, I just gotta clear something up. You weren't the 12th man on the field. Right?
No, I'm supposed to be on the field goal team. That's wasn't my special team. I'm not gonna name somebody messed up and came on the field when they were supposed to. The whole mess. End of the game situation. Everyone was panicking and it was a mess.
That's brutal. What do you think about our new quarterback, Jaden Daniels? That kid's pretty good, huh?
Dude, that guy is so athletic and can move and mobile. He's gonna be so good.
Yeah. I really think he's gonna make it next level. He seems like he's got the all the attributes if he keeps working hard.
I agree.
What about-
Especially as a true freshman?
What's that? What's that? Say it
He
again.
was a true freshman. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, true freshman, exactly. Like to be able to take those kind of pressures, and I mean, it's unbelievable what that kid's doing. What do you think about Herm Edwards, by the way? You know him?
I thought that was a great hire for them.
Yeah.
That's just I've always I don't know, I never followed him like specifically over the years, but I know he's a great coach and very like well known, and he has his connections. I just think that's big time for that school.
Yeah. We were really happy with that hire. I think he's doing a great job. All right, so man, we got off on it like it just like feels
Dude,
feels awkward now.
I am so happy right now. We're talking so much sports.
I feel so awkward. I'm like, oh man, I just forgot. Like that. I feel like I was on the field. I wasn't, obviously. You were on the field.
I feel like I was there. It was so weird. Like,
Oh gosh.
Okay, so now we're getting into acting. So do you have some acting questions for me? I wanna see if we can help get you on the road to success as an actor as well.
Okay, yeah, I have a few that I had wrote down. One of the main ones that I've always wondered about, because I've talked to other people in the industry and things like that, and some people have mentioned the SAG, the Screen Actors Guild. Is that like super important to have if you're gonna be involved in like major shows or movies?
Yeah, it is. It's sort of like the like having an agent. It's a chicken and egg kind of thing. So in order to get into SAG, you have to have done a SAG job or a couple SAG jobs. So it's weird, and it's harder to get one of those if you don't already have your SAG card. So, but as soon as you get one, you get offered. So like I was offered as soon as I did that show I just told you about. Now I didn't get mine on purpose, so I just became what's called eligible. Because if you're in a minor market, so like if you were going to be pursuing acting in Arizona, let's say for a little bit, you actually, it can hurt you to have your SAG card, because then you can't go out for things that aren't SAG. And so if there aren't enough SAG jobs coming through town, then you're sort of like left on the outside.
So you can only work with SAG once you are SAG.
Yeah, or else you have to get their permission to like, do something, and so it can become complicated. But to do the big stuff, the major things, I mean, I highly recommend it. There's a lot of advantage. They've got You get your like insurance and like health and stuff like that. Like, it's all kinds of like perks that come with being SAG. So 100%. As soon as you start landing some gigs and you're like full force, join.
Okay, cool. All right, appreciate that. Then one of the other ones, I know you guys are men of faith and stuff like that. Like, so my tight end coach was in LA for about, I think 10 plus years. He was acting on Fox. I don't know. Is it the show Star Trek or something? He was on Star Trek.
Okay.
But,
Star Trek or something.
And he just mentioned to me, like, before, you get into the industry, like, obviously you're going to meet a whole bunch of different type of people. Like, just to like make sure you know who you are and stuff like that. I mean, is it really that challenging, do you guys think, to like, is your faith really tested that much with people you meet and like able to say no to some, situations? Or like, I mean, I know it's kind of a dumb question, but I keep hearing that theme, like in LA, it's kind of just easy to lose yourself and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think it's a really good point, actually, and something that you should worry about, but not worry about, just something to pay attention to. Mm-hmm. So here's what I'd like to tell people. I'd like to say, okay, let's just draw a line in the sand right now. Mm-hmm. And here's what it is. Here's what I will do. Here's what I won't do before I get offered the thing. So let's just say, okay, you've said, okay, I won't do whatever it is, this thing. Then all of a sudden, this big movie comes in, this big director, and it's starring this big actor, and they're like, hey, you can be in this, but you have to do X. So let's just use like, well, I don't even want to go down that route of like saying some of the bad things that you could possibly be asked to do, but there's a lot of them, you know.
But you can even go down to the simplest thing with this. Like you talked about with you and Leanne in the beginning, like for you guys in your marriage and what mattered for you and your principles, just kissing somebody else was going to affect your marriage, right?
Yeah.
Something as simple as that. So like, so I think it's about you and your exact morals within your faith, and just like that's within that line. So it's not even about all the big stuff. I think that's where like you can get into trouble, is you're thinking only about those really big things that are like, oh, that's so bad, I hope I never do that. But like all the way down to like little things that make you who you are.
Yeah.
Like little principles. Like I know there's an actor out here, and for him and his faith, he doesn't think he should curse at all, like no form of cursing. So he won't do any sort of commercial or anything where you have to curse, or he won't do anything where there's alcohol in it or anything like that. And nobody disrespects him for that. As a matter of fact, it's the exact opposite. Like I know I like totally respect this guy because that's his stuff. Now for me, I don't have a problem with cursing. That's something for me, like I don't care. So I would do something like that. So I think it's about, for you and your faith, exactly what that looks like, right?
Yeah, and it's like you get the industry can be tempting. I mean, there's no doubt. So you get little things you feel like. Look at my story with the America's Most Wanted. You feel like you're bigger than you are sometimes, and you can be like blinded by the lights, and it's like, oh wow, I'm famous and this and that, and that's the thing where you can start to lose yourself and all of a sudden think that you're not who you are, and then I think that's when people fall down a slippery slope. And also, like, even if you think about it not as an acting job, but even like off the acting job. So you're going, okay, like I'm hanging out with this director or this actor or something, and they're all sitting around doing drugs, and like, what's the harm? Just one night, and I'm trying to get to know these guys. I'm trying to get hired by these guys. And then all of a sudden, next thing you know, you're hooked and you don't have any acting work. And it's like, or you do, but it's like you're depressed.
Yeah.
So those are the things just be careful of. But that's, I mean, it's really any form of life. I mean, just know who you are, know what your faith is, be strong. But there's no doubt, like, even if we look at, just look at the shows that have been put up in the last 5-10 years, the propaganda that's out there, and like the amount of like one-sided viewpoint, you got to know, like, okay, what shows, what viewpoints do I actually want to support and be a part of? Because if I give you my talent, that's what I'm doing. I'm essentially saying I vote for this, So,
well, and I think you already brought this up too with me the other day. Everywhere you go, you're sort of in new markets and trying different things. Like you're new to Phoenix, to Arizona, to this area. And you and I just talked about like like just connecting yourself within certain groups that are going to help. Like I fully believe that God brought you to our space, man. Like 100%. And we believe students come here because they're brought here. And you and I already talked about like connecting and showing you some church stuff and getting together and talking faith. Like that's you get around the right kinds of people and you make sure that you have the right groups, because your life's always going to be changing, right?
Right. Yeah, that's super important. I appreciate that.
And I'm gonna dive real heavy, really fast, and just tell you that you're on our team now, and we're on a mission actually to be building an army of actors who have a good spirit and a moral compass, and infecting the entertainment industry with good. So like that's a part of our mission. So now you get to be one of the soldiers on the front line, going out there and landing the jobs and having an impact on other people from the inside out, you know? And that's a really cool thing.
Yeah, I love that. I'm glad to be a part of that.
Yeah.
Cool.
And I'm glad to have a tight end to stand behind.
Right, bro. You should see this man's improv skills. He's pretty good.
I have no doubt, dude. Look, he's
and look at the hair.
It's amazing.
I mean,
It's amazing here, and it's really funny when you put him right next to Jared. It's just a great combo.
We used to do
having
that
him
with
stand
Ray all the
next to
time.
Jared, it's so great.
I love doing scenes with Jared. It's my favorite.
It's awesome.
Who's your favorite football player that you like looked up to?
Ooh,
that's a good one. When I was in high school, I just loved JJ Watt. I was someone who just kind of just was like laser focused on everything. I never really got out and had much fun or anything, and like not really much of a partier in high school and stuff like that. And JJ Watt kind of embodied that. Now, I can't say that was true towards the end of college. I kind of got a little full of myself. I'm just going to be honest with you. But JJ Watt was a big inspiration to me, and like just to put in the work every single day. And, it's the basic stuff you hear, but yeah, JJ Watt was definitely my guy growing up.
That's awesome.
And he actually went to Central Michigan University, so same conference as Buffalo. He was on scholarship, transferred, and walked on at Wisconsin right after freshman year. So his story is what inspired me, actually.
Wow.
I forgot to mention that. Yeah, I watched the documentary, and like literally that night I was like, yeah, I'm doing it.
If you can do it, I can do it.
I'm doing it.
That's amazing. Yeah. So and then just just to recap one more time, really quick. Think about what you just said, right? So on your way up, you had no problems. It was easy for you to keep your head down. As soon as you got notoriety, it becomes so much harder to maintain yourself, right? And you're like, I let myself go a little senior year. Why? Because of the success. And that's what we all have to be so careful of, is like, it feels like once you're successful, people are like, oh, it must be so much easier. Like, no, dude, it's actually harder.
Yeah.
It's harder to wake up early. It's harder to do the things I'm supposed to do because I have the success and I feel like I don't have to anymore. And that's when you got to push even harder,
Right.
So, yeah. And that's what you'll run into in acting. So, all right,
sure.
next question for me.
Yep, I got one more, and it is about actually the script and improv. So like right now, obviously I'm in the improv classes. Do you like, just in the industry in general, obviously both are used a lot, I'm assuming, but what do you guys think, if you had to choose one, what would be most important to learn? Would it be script classes or the improv?
I can't choose. I'm actually debating changing our program around, making both mandatory somehow, because they feed each other so effortlessly. It's like, so the idea is this: you need to be able to do scripted work as if it's improv, and you should be able to do improv as if it's scripted. And the two are perfectly hand in hand. So what that means is, if I've got a memorized script, it should look and sound and feel like I'm making it up as I go along. It shouldn't feel like I've planned it. And then if I'm improvising and I'm making it up as I go along, it should look and sound and feel like I've practiced and it's scripted and it's blocked and I knew exactly what I was going to say, even though I had no clue what I was about to say. And that's the goal. And if you can like accomplish that, that's why improv is so important in the script work. But that doesn't mean you don't have to work on the script work. But if you work on just the script work and you don't have the improv influence, the script will not be as good. So,
Okay.
to tell you like one before the other, they're both really important. You could do one then the other, but ideally you're gonna push both forward at the same time because they feed each other so effortlessly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The way we put it here too is truth is truth, right? So if you can learn to connect to truth, then that's going to be seen, and that's what matters. Like, you take last night, Joey's a rock star, right? I mean, he's been doing improv a long time, and you take the scene where he was up on stage praying, and he's talking, like, I would have totally thought that was a script, you know? Like, the way that he just, like, really connected and just really was, like, listening, and he and Dakota were paying attention to each other, you could go, wow, I could totally see that being that way, right? Well, that's come through, and Dakota's been around for a bit, too. Years of just getting better and better and better, and being in master class. And so by being in master class with Matt and doing scene work, automatically his improv becomes better.
Yes.
Like, automatically. And every time you hit the improv stage, automatically you get better at your scripts because you know how to be more spontaneous. So, yeah. Just want to talk Joey up there a second.
Why
Thanks,
why are you asking? You feeling like you have to choose?
No, I was just curious, just wondering, like, are there shows and movies that if you land a gig that they rely mostly, like, would they rely mostly on improv acting, or is it just going to be scripted, but the improv obviously helps you with the script, like you just said?
Yeah, so it's mainly going to be scripted. Most of the work you're going to do is going to be scripted, unless it's sloppy. But like, let's take a show like The Office. So from what I've heard, I studied a bit Steve Carell's story, and from what I heard, he showed up on set like 3 hours before everybody else, every show. He was already studying his script. He was already like developing character every single time. He was diving deep into making sure that he was so off book, so perfectly memorized that he could be free, and then he could improvise away from the script confidently in the moment, not because he forgot his line, because it's best for the moment.
Yeah.
So he have to have the improv skills to do that when it was time, but the scripted work, the scripted practice is something that's essential. So you sit in that and you're going to go, okay, like, this isn't a thing where you really get to choose. Now there is a whole nother form of improv that can go down. Like, if I want to be an improv actor, and you know, like, that's what I want to do, is just be like somebody who's an improviser on stage and stuff that just does that. Like, that can be its own avenue completely. But even those actors, the ones who are going to be the best, like somebody like TJ and Dave, for instance, if you've never heard of them, they're great improvisers. They're very smart, and they do scripted work, you know. Both of them are in TV shows and movies, and they work really hard on their scripted work, which makes their improv shows better.
Well, one that I think of right off the bat is the one, and you did a movie with him, Will Ferrell. Like, he does that. He's continuing to work scripts, but he's like a king of improv also, like bringing that in. Yeah. Like Step Brothers, that movie, I don't know if you ever saw that. That was like 70% or more improv. Like, they would just walk in and just do improv. And like,
but off of a script that was very well rehearsed and worked, yeah.
And then another one, and that's my point, another one he does is the opposite, where it's like almost all script and like a little bit of improv. So it just like is always varying, so.
Awesome.
So, because here's the deal. Like, is it a time thing that you wouldn't do both?
No, I definitely do both. I consider myself pretty young, so I got time on my side right now. So yeah, I'm gonna definitely focus on both.
All right, good. Because here's the deal. If it has anything to do with finances, bro, our scholarships are, you know, I give you a scholarship to take the other class.
I mean, I would not deny that. Every week I'm like, dang, I want to go back, and I gotta wait till Wednesday.
Yeah. So this is the thing I forgot to talk about earlier. Nobody's saying, like, right now. Okay, so it's easy for someone to go like, okay, you're in acting school in a pandemic. That must be hard. You know, like, I feel like people will say that a lot. Not too many people are feeling sorry for football players.
Yeah.
But not too many people are thinking about the Matts of the world who rose up already, like literally sitting on draft day, waiting to walk onto a team, and then a pandemic hits. Like, that sucks.
Yeah.
That's a bad spot to be in. You know what I mean?
I sent him a message right like when I saw this article about them cutting the preseason rosters down because I was like, man, like because I love the game so much and I watch it and like I understand it to a watcher's level. I was like, man, that like kills people who are walking on to the practice squad and who are trying to make the team, because it takes that first jump to get onto the practice squad, onto the like low depths of the roster before you can ever move up.
You got to get out there and grind and get seen and get noticed and be willing to push a little harder than everybody else. Like that's that X factor that they're looking for. The J.J. Watt, Matt Seybert?
Yeah.
Matt Seybert mentality. You know what I mean? It's like that's yeah, no, I get that. So and I'm going to say that we feel sorry for the football players around here.
Yeah, for sure.
We love the football players. We take care of the football players. And you know what? And it's like, obviously, there's going to be the richest actors of the world. They're not hurt by this. There's the richest football players in the world. They're not hurt by this. The richest business owners in the world. They're not hurt by this. But there are a lot of people in every area that just need help right now. And as much as I'm willing to help, I hope other people are willing to help us. Boom. Scholarship. You just got one.
Yeah, hey, I appreciate you guys. Hey, we need more people like you guys out here. I'll tell you that. I appreciate that.
All right, so you're gonna be in the improv class, and then we're gonna scholarship you the script class, and we're gonna help you grind, and then you'll transfer one day, and we'll be like, what the heck, man? Like we gave you a scholarship.
Don't do that.
You're like, bro, I don't know. Like this is
weird.
This is acting studio at Michigan State. It's like,
dang. So you're actually for real about the scholarship and everything?
Yeah, dude, 100%. You're gonna be in the script class, so you'll pay for improv. I'm gonna give you a script for free.
What the heck? That's like really nice. I really appreciate that so much. I'm excited.
All right. Well, yeah.
We start commercials next month too, so that's tight.
That's
really, really good training for the Arizona market especially.
And I liked how you wrote on the page. You know, I don't have an agent yet.
Yeah.
We'll get that.
Yeah.
We'll change that. We'll change that within about a month or two. You'll have an agent.
That's awesome. You guys are the best, man. I appreciate it.
All right. Well, this has been an awesome show. Thank you so much for being on, Mr. Matt Seybert.
Yeah, it was fun. I'm honestly, you giving me the scholarship and everything. I kind of just am a little speechless right now. I really appreciate it. That was a fun morning.
All right, dude. Well, we care about you. We love you. Don't forget, acting can be your day job. Isn't that right, Brian?
That is.
It's time
so
now
right.
for Brian Sweeney's Shameless Plugs.
Shameless plugs.
Ladies and gentlemen, Acting is My Day Job by Matthew Deering. 7 strategies to market and make money as an actor. Yes, Matt Seybert, you can be an actor. It can be your day job. And everyone out there, that's the same. You can get it on Amazon, and it has an amazing set of resources for you starting out, or if you're already along your journey, there's so many great things for you as well.
And I'm going to tell you this.
All right.
My love comes with no condition. Matt Seybert, it's unconditional love. But if you decide to buy this book, Acting is My Day Job, 7 Strategies to Market and Make Money as an Actor, if you can buy that on Amazon and then review it, boy, that would be so nice. I would sure appreciate that. And then you won't be asking the same questions that I spent a year answering, which can be frustrating sometimes.
Yeah.
When I spent time putting all my knowledge into a book.
But Matt, we want you to understand that's not a condition of your scholarship.
No,
It
you
has
get the
nothing to
scholarship
do with
either
the
way.
scholarship. This has nothing to do with it.
I'm not saying like like one thing and like this is
No.
only $17. Like it's not
Zero.
even that much. But I'm just
Zero
saying
to
like
do it.
you don't have to do it. If you do it though, you might as well put a review on there because
That's
that
right.
would be really
Yeah,
nice.
yeah,
I
absolutely.
think it'd be a good idea.
You can even.
Do you think? What? Did you hear that? He thought it was
Here's
a
the
good
thing:
idea.
if you want to hold the book up, take a picture of yourself on Instagram, share it, just tell other people to buy.
That's-
Yeah, you can do that.
Nobody's gonna tell you to do that, though. We just would not be upset if you did it.
It would. I mean, would it be awesome? Sure.
Yeah,
like
of course.
that'd be great. Like,
Yeah. Would we tag it? Probably. Okay.
Yeah.
Probably.
I mean, if you share it with all the players out in Michigan State. And,
Yeah,
okay, let's put it this way. When you land your first big gig, if you bought, I don't know, say $1,000 and then distributed them to all the children.
like the children would not be upset, and I don't think we would either. But that's your decision to make. Is all
Yo,
saying.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie. All I want to do is catch a football.
I'm about to throw you a football right now, Joey. We're going to hang up the mic and we're about to go throw a football.
Oh,
Yeah.
heck yeah.
Heck
All right.
yeah.
You can find Matt at Instagram, Matt Seybert, that is MattsEybert 80. On Twitter, Matt Seybert 82. And that's it.
All right. Mr. Matt Seybert, thank you so much for being on the show. Sure appreciate it. Everybody else, thank you so much for tuning in. This has been Mornings with Matt. We appreciate you tuning in every day. Please do not forget to like, subscribe, and share this channel. That means the world to us. Help us put out this light-driven content to the planet. Thank you so much, and God bless.
Thanks for listening to Mornings with Matt. Please like, subscribe, and follow us at Deering Acting Studio to keep up with the latest content. For more information on classes, private lessons, or professional development coaching, visit www.deeringstudio.com. Have a Deering day, everyone.